speak to us in the form of reasoning, in the form of understanding, and in the form of interacting. These are the three unique ways in which machines talk to us or learn from us. So machine learning algorithms, or the kind of data that we put, or any touch point that we have with the machine is learning from us. And it has already begun helping teachers fill the gaps while indicating which subject students are struggling, in which part, which topic needs most focus. And as I'm saying this, and I'm sure there are light bulbs lighting in your minds too, that yes, some of our tools are doing exactly that. And apart from that, I think there is a lot of wearable technology, like those, the smartwatches or the Fitbits that we wear while we go on a walk. So all of that is reading us. All those machines are reading us, making connections, connecting the dots, and those sensors are monitoring our activity to increase our work efficiency and to keep us on the track. So there are multiple ways in which we rely on this machine learning. So whatever you think of artificial intelligence, there is no denying that it has its own place in the modern teaching and learning. While there's no replacing the human aspect of our beloved teachers, we believe that edtech and artificial intelligence will only help the overworked and underfunded classrooms of tomorrow. So we are here to showcase to you what these overworked and underfunded classrooms of tomorrow can do. We all are users of Office 365, I believe, and if we are not, here's why we should be. This is how AI connects the entire system. So, how do I build a bot? Is what my students are asking me, or my teachers actually are asking me ever since CBSE gave us the agenda of including artificial intelligence into our curriculums. How does it understand what the users are? So here's a glimpse of how they understand. We have Skype and Skype and a browser in Cortana. So the Azure bot service that is enabled within Skype. So when you're in Skype, there are a number of bots actually. Why Skype? Let's talk about Teams. Even under Teams, you will have multiple bots that can be enabled. What do these bots do is this is like a web service or your 24 by 7 service. So there's a lot of data that has already been fed into a machine, into that bot to answer specific questions. So like I said, the machine learns from you. The moment you ask some keywords, let's say you ask about, you're talking about Microsoft Educator Community and you want to know about the deadline for MI expert nominations. So you write an MI expert nomination, and the bot will automatically uh, read what has been fed and give you the exact page where that information would be available on that website. So the bot is making your navigation through any of those interfaces much simpler. But there's, of course, so many things that are happening in the background to make or to enable this service for you. That was one of the simplest examples that I could give you. But look at the expanse of things that can happen using artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence can affect both perception and comprehension. With perception, I mean vision and speech. With comprehension, I mean language and knowledge. Vision facial recognition feature is something that we have come across in phones, and we have really gone ahead and love to purchase those devices which actually help me switch on my device or give me access to my device using face recognition. But there are a few who have actually thought of bringing it in their classrooms and really using it. And I really want to mention, and this is a big shout out to Mr. Vaibhav Kapoor of Ajanta Public School, who is the principal and the owner of Ajanta Public School, Gurgaon. He has a unique way of using this feature, and they've developed their own app. So what they've done is they've taken this app not only for attendance system. So as you enter the school, the facial recognition app marks your attendance, but also while the students are applying to for admission into the schools, their pictures are scanned. So through facial recognition, they will get records of that student straight from the municipal corporation, which means your birth records and your address records and everything are drawn from your other based on Aadhaar card, or there is much that he can share about it, which I might not. But how I visualize this is your admit card, and you could simply have it with your facial recognition. Your students' entry, and I remember, during board exams, students run haywire that they've lost the admit card. So here's a facial recognition app which can help you just doing just about that. And this is also about personalized learning. So if you are sharing something with your students and you would want computer vision to come at play, and you can customize this vision to assign that particular worksheet or that particular task to a student depending on his abilities, depending on his keeping in mind the challenges that he might face. Talking of challenges, I don't have a challenge really typing, but sometimes this really comes handy. Speech to text feature is enabled in not only Word and PowerPoint, but OneNote and also our browsers and also our Outlooks. So when sometimes you're not too sure. If you want to really type, you could simply just talk to your system, and your system can actually type in real time. And one of the best features that I have found in this area is the real-time subtitles. I'm not sure if you have seen that, but I'm going to give you a demo on that sometime later. But if you're working in PowerPoint online, you can actually go to view subtitles and enable subtitles in both. While you're speaking, you should be speaking in Hindi and it should get translated in English, or you're speaking in English and it should get translated in Hindi, Spanish, French, Sanskrit, whichever, Marathi, Gujarati, whichever language you prefer to hear. It's a beautiful feature which has just been launched sometime back by Microsoft. And of course, there is much more that has been shared and that has been released by Microsoft of late, which we will be sharing with you over the next few weeks to come. So text to speech and speech to text is something that you're familiar with. Then of course there's language understanding, content moderator, text translator, text analytics. All of this you have experienced using forms. When you go to forms, you fill in the data, it filters out the text, it converts directly into analytics, showcasing to you. Like I do multiple events where I want to know whether my audience are a Microsoft school or a showcase school or not. So I normally send punch in a question of MCQs, and they given their responses. My machine learns from that and creates an analytic, and I am better prepared for my audience the next day to present to them in a way that makes more sense. Whether I need to stress more, which topic do I need to stress more? So these kind of analytics can really help you go a long way into your classroom. Bing custom search and visual search is something that is absolutely awesome, and I'm going to give you a demo on that too. But just imagine a day when you were actually surrounded by papers like this and you were asked to find out a document which you possibly would have created about a year back or 2 years back. I would, looking at this picture, say this could be 2 to 3 years back, that you could have asked me that I need you to find out information on a particular topic. Let's say there was this Imagine Academy paper. Through these papers, and I remember it came 2 years back, but I don't remember where I filed it. What are you going to do? You're going to look at it and smile like that and mock, literally. But things have changed. Things have changed for better. There's cognitive search that has come in. What if we were punching in and literally just taking pictures and scanning and putting them into our machines? It's just that. So all these papers, once are scanned and put into the machine, we have ingested that data into our machine. So the AI in that, the built-in AI of the machine will use its cognitive search to find out the certain data that you're asking for, and Azure shall enable us to explore those search. You don't believe me? Look here. It's as simple as that if I show it to you. I was looking for data on Imagine Academy through all the notebooks that I have been created, all the content that I have put in OneNote notebook. And believe you me, I have multiple OneNote notebook would run into um, late tens, if not hundreds for that matter. So if I have to search an information from about 2 years back, it's difficult for me to physically just look through. So the moment I enable my Imagine search, Imagine Academy search into my OneNote, it brings me all the pages where there is a mention of Imagine Academy. And this is one of the smallest examples, or the most understandable example that I'm trying to share with you. If you get into a little more complex search, here's something beautiful. So this is a page that is scanned and put into my machine. My machine can even read writing. So it can actually read handwriting. It's not mine, but actually every machine can read handwritings. And if I need to find something related to the word, let's say, or somebody's name, in this case, Sanjay Dubey, I want to find all the information about Sanjay Dubey. Here, and this is not a real person, this is just a made up person just for this presentation. So it'll actually filter out and highlight. So you see the orange highlights, it'll highlight the word Sanjay Dubey in all the lists that I have provided or I would have fed into my system. Isn't that a lifesaver? Believe you me, this is one thing that I believe this is going to save my life on the day where I have to find the data from this entire pile of things. So yeah, I mean, you could simply just bring it to your classrooms. Another thing that has become a buzzword these days is chatbots. So, what are these chatbots? Chatbot is anything between Siri and Alexa, and any or our own Cortana for that matter. So, a chatbot is basically a service. So, it's powered by rules or artificial intelligence, and you interact via a chat interface. So, what happens here is when you're actually talking to the bot will filter, like I said, and bring you the correct information. So this could be used in any context from retail to customer service, and we would use it in our education segment. Let me give you a very simple example. While searching on Cortana, our students search about photosynthesis or water cycle for that matter. I don't know why I pick up these topics, but they just come in handy to me. So I just start talking about them. So when we are talking about, let's say, water cycle, our students ask Cortana, hey Cortana, what's a water cycle? So Cortana fetches the best information from the displays and speaks to you and tells you what water cycle could be. And if it is a complex one, you could say, Cortana, please simplify that for me. Cortana is going to find a simpler definition of water cycle and say that to you. And in that definition, maybe you found a word which is not understandable. Okay, so Cortana, what is evaporation? So Cortana is going to do that search for you. So imagine if this Cortana, in absence of this Cortana, if the child was to ask you questions constantly, you and me both, and it's not humanly possible that we answer these questions. We really are going to either ask the student to write the question somewhere, which we will answer later, or we make it into an inquiry and then we send it out to students. I'm not saying we ignore those questions, but there's a way of dealing with it, and there's a simpler way of dealing with it. And if we have some chatbots like this who can talk to us, who are education based chatbots, then why not? And the good news is that we don't need a hi-fi solution to design these chatbots. Hold on till I tell you more about this. Storybots. There are various, independent vendors. I wouldn't call them vendors. I'm actually looking at a word, better choice of word, but education services providers. I got that. So education service providers who are designing these bots, like a storybot, in kindergarten, nursery, or in any grade. Children are fond of listening to stories. So if this is what they want, let's create a storybot, and all they have to do is choose from the menu. All they have to do is ask the bot, "Hey storybot, tell me a story about a bear," and he'll give you an option about the kind of bear stories that he has, and then you can choose from one. You can choose the accent, you can choose the language that they want to speak to. Your life is not only enriched by the information that you're getting, but you're getting it according to your choice and the language that you're comfortable with. So learning just has a deeper meaning and a wider, outreach using these kind of bots. Machine learning. Well, here's a big idea that I'm throwing at you, and let's catch it and explore it further. A student centered system where students' own personality and interest is the most decisive factor when it comes to curriculum configuration. Can you think of a curriculum which is designed by students and depending on students' own personality and interest? I know IB does enable this to an extent, but if every curriculum was to define curriculum according to students' the own personality and interest, well, look at the large numbers that sit in my classroom. I don't think I would be able to reach the end where the curriculum is designed. But if we keep student-centered system at heart and try and bring in, the kind of learning experiences that my students prefer, provided using a machine, maybe it's possible. So I'm just putting a maybe here. The simplest example is what I'm putting in front of you, and we can certainly take off from here and take ideas to make the most complex systems that we would like to provide, most complex, sorry, problems that we would like to solve for our students so that learning is student-centered. We all know about learning tools, the various features that it has. How does it actually highlight highlight noun, verbs, or adjectives for you, or simply just splits the text into synonyms, because there is a lot of data that has been fed into the system, that has been fed into the learning tools backend, which actually translates this into a machine. Okay, a machine that has learned from that experience and providing to you an experience which without learning tools might not be possible. So these kind of experiences are all based on machine learning, are all bot based, are all backed by AI. So what is this new AI conversation? Today, it's both IQ, but tomorrow it's going to be more of EQ, which means artificial intelligence can perform the logic-based mathematical task and be trained on learn based on logical human inputs. That's exactly what is happening for now. But for tomorrow, what we are looking forward to, and this creates a window for your students to think about the possibilities and for you to bring in the possibilities into your classroom. Please, an urge here, do not leave AI only for the computer science teachers to teach or to be taught in ATL labs. This is something that could be explored in all subjects possible. While I read these lines out to you, please remember that should be thinking into our own subject specific areas. So if we look at AI to understand and respond using natural language, interacting with humans like other humans through conversational AI, that is going to be emotional intelligence. I also wanted to bring one of the demos for you over here, as I had talked before. So I'm going to jump out of this window and I'm going to share my screen and show you two places. Number one, I want to show you where our Microsoft platform on AI rests, which you can leverage in your classrooms. Two, I want to show you a way in which AI is working within our Office 365 PowerPoint, which I was talking about the subtitles, demo that I would want to give you. So these are the two things that I'm looking at currently to speak to you. Hold on just about a minute till I start to share my screen. I'm very mindful of the time also. Yet I wouldn't want you to miss out on this opportunity to see this. Today we don't have a chat window for us to share with you the URLs. Therefore, I want to take you onto the site to showcase to you what is it that Microsoft is doing in this space. Okay. Yes. So I think you can see my screen now. Yes, you can. Uh, the URL for this website is aischool.microsoft.com. It's super simple. AI, that is artificial intelligence, aischool.microsoft.com. I'm going to share this over multiple platforms so that you're able to leverage this. This is a free of cost program or a website which helps you understand AI better. In fact, you can explore your own path from here. The kind of services that we look at from here are, one is, of course, it talks about the business school. The business leaders can use this website, but how are they going to make you AI ready? You can actually explore courses which are available over here at your own pace and learn about them. There is much more that you can do here on the website. So there are path builders over here which you can actually start. If you're not too sure of where to start, you can simply start from here, and you will find information about conversational AI, which I have talked about today. That is a learning path that will guide you through how to build these intelligent bots. And what all I know, the moment I say this, all of you are going to explore this and you're going to create your own learning path. So you simply just click on this to create your own learning path and create a bot of your own. So it's all very well guided how to build it into the industry or building an intelligent bot. You can choose your own track which you want to pursue over here, and it'll be very exciting if you can go back to your classrooms and welcome your student with your own bot that's taking you and your abilities to the next level. We also have various AI services based models here, whether you're adding a facial recognition or a sentimental analysis here, You could bring your EQ, you could cater to your EQ over here. Then there is machine learning that can happen. Of course, this is not something that's dangerous or time consuming or costly. This is something absolutely simple. You can build your own manual out here. And there are autonomous systems and responsible AI, which you can talk about. Yes, we cannot run without talking about ethics and much about being responsible in this field. There are various blogs that are available on this website, which I would invite you to explore. These AI blogs are great to read. Please read these bots to understand what the vision is. How do you take yourself forward here and explore artificial intelligence in your classrooms? So I'm going to pause here, but while I do that, I have to just actually uh, showcase to you one feature. Now, if I'm here and I am presenting using PowerPoint in online, so I can always use this feature, which is I can choose my subtitles to be running in maybe English and maybe here I would take Hindi because that's something that I understand. Otherwise, I wouldn't know what they're doing. So the moment I start presenting um, from my PowerPoint online, what my system will do is it will read and it will understand what I'm doing. So my subtitles will be enabled here. So I'm going to go on mute for a minute and enable this in my system. So just a minute. Okay, so I think my voice is echoing. Okay, can you hear me now? No, a lot of echo. Sorry about. There's an echo. Sorry about this. Okay, so can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes. Fantastic. So while I'm here and I'm presenting using my, I'm going to go out of this and I'm going to my subtitles. Okay, so I can choose where, of course, to put it. I'm putting it below my slide. I've chosen my language to be English here and Hindi here. Let me try and get into the slideshow. Okay, so as I read, as I speak, there they are. So I have my subtitles. Now my system is listening to me. And as my system listens to me, it'll try and understand. Oh my God, I don't know what this is writing, but I have a lot of noise around me. So possibly, Bhagwan ke liye, don't do this to me. Don't just write anything. Please write what I'm speaking. So I should be a little slower so that my system understands what I'm trying to say. Not bad. The last three words is something that has come out fine. I know it's a good laugh for you all, but right now I'm using three systems together. Therefore, this system is trying to understand me via the noises that are around me too. Therefore, it's taking a kind of odd kind of subtitles, but I think enough for fun. You do understand what artificial intelligence is and how it is at play and how it is translating I like that. Artificial intelligence is what it has translated. So beautiful, isn't it? Really, it's not simple. So that's how it works, and there are many other features which are available in PowerPoint, Word, and all our tools, actually across our tools, which are much use to us. I hope I've been able to give you a glimpse of what these artificial intelligences, how artificial intelligences have, been able to not really take over, but then at least filter through our lives to make our lives better and make our experiences much richer. This is something fun that I'm leaving you with. Go to aischool.microsoft.com and click on Experience AI. Try and experience AI. You can actually try and go for emotion and face recognition. This is the best. And try this for yourself. It's a beautiful feature. It'll help you it'll use your camera, or you could just put two of your photographs and check out your age, your emotion, and it's real good fun to experience this. Try this with your students also in their classroom. So just about once again, you're here at aischool.microsoft.com. Once again, AI as in artificial intelligence, aischool.microsoft.com. On the top ribbon, you will see learn, and you could actually click on experience AI and go and experience what I just showcased to you. Don't want to do this in front of you. It's quite personal because I don't think you would want to reveal these things in front of each other, but it's super interesting. You can actually go and start your own project right from here. We've done this, and I invite all of you to try these projects in your classrooms. It's super interesting. I hope we have made some sense to you today, and I hope we've been able to give you a glimpse of AI. I can do something here. I can actually request you to unmute yourself in case you have any questions. You could one by one just unmute yourself to ask these questions. Uh, Please respect each other by when we say one by one, let's just try and mute one by one to do that. I'm here to answer your questions if you have any. Otherwise, I'm going to actually share my screen to show you what's next. Go on. I think somebody has unmuted himself or herself. So go on and ask your question, please.
Hi, Meenakshi ma'am. Hello.
Yeah, hi, good evening. Please go ahead.
Good
Good
evening,
evening.
Meenakshi ma'am. This is Soma. Good evening,
Good
all.
evening. Hi,
Uh,
Soma.
uh,
Go ahead.
how are you?
Very well. Please
Ma'am,
tell me.
my question is like this link that you're telling, will it work for all of us? The access to Microsoft Office, will it
Everybody.
work
It
for all
works
of
for
us?
everybody.
So there are
Yes, yes.
some practical.
No,
Okay,
no. This
okay.
will work for everybody. You, your students, everybody. It's available on the public portal. You can use it.
All right. Thank you
Yeah.
so much.
Yeah.